This video will cover market structure for beginners. If you're a beginner trader, then this video is for you. One of the reasons why you have to learn market structure is to be able to spot the direction of the market. Is the market in an uptrend or in a downtrend? Let us look at the bullish market structure. The bullish market structure is identified if price is in an uptrend. And if price is in an uptrend, we have price make higher highs and higher lows. Here in this depicted diagram, this is how a bullish structure looks in theory. Now we see price has created a higher high. And when price created this higher high, we see a pullback into the expansion leg. And when price pull back, this low here has failed to close below this low. But this higher low is not confirmed a higher low yet, not until if price leg of this higher low move bullish and close above this high. If we want to identify if there is a break of structure bullish, we want to see a candlestick closing above this particular high. And because it's a weak high, as soon as price close above it, we know that this is a strong low. And then price has created a what? Another new higher high. And that is how it continues. So we see price making higher high. Then we see another higher low, which failed to take out this low. And then we see price creating another higher high, which is higher than this high. And price will create another higher low. Meanwhile, in reality, we see that if price created higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low, in between the expansion leg, which is from higher low to higher high, you will see price creating structure in between. And this is what we call internal structure. And in between the pullback leg, which is the retracement leg, you will see price making structure. And in reality, this is what happens. And this is confusing because you have to know which one is an internal structure bullish and which one is the main market structure bullish. For the bearish market, if price is in a downtrend, for you to easily identify it is to be able to see price creating lower low and lower highs. And the short form is LL and LH. Here in this depicted diagram, which is seen here, we have price creating lower low and we see a lower high. Now this high here is a strong high, is a protected high, because if price is bearish, we want to see this lower high creating a price range and closing below this particular low, then this lower high becomes a strong high, because when price pull back, we don't want to see price taking out this lower high. So if price pull back, then we want to see price creating a lower high, which is lower than this lower. And then the next expansion leg bearish, we want to see price closing below this low and then giving us a break of structure. So anytime you see price breaking a lower low, it's the break of structure. And after the break of structure, you want to see price pulling back and then expansion bearish. And now this is what we see theoretically in the market, but in an ideal sense, this is what we see in an ideal sense. We see price creating lower low, and in between the expansion leg, you see market structure on lower time frame or within the time frame, and then the same thing will be seen at the pullback leg, price creating lower low, because price don't move in a straight line. For this reason, you will see structure upon structure being forming in both expansion and pullback leg. This brought us to change of character, that is choke. Let's say, for example, here in this depicted diagram, we see price is bullish at this level, and we now see price becoming bearish and then price becoming bullish again. This has given us an idea that a break of structure, bearish and bullish, has occurred, and that is called change of character. Now, for you to have a change of character, if price is bullish, we see price creating higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. And then we see price creating a higher high that expands lower. And instead of this higher low to hold price for a bullish run, we see price closing below this higher low. This gives us what we call change of character, meaning the direction has changed from being bullish to bearish. The same thing If you want to determine a bullish change of character and price is bearish, price creating lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we see this lower low created an expansion leg bullish, and then price break above this lower high and closing above it, then we have a change of character. Now we have seen price changing from lower low to lower high. Instead of lower high, at this point we have higher high, and then price continue higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So this is how to identify change of character. Let's look at some example on how to identify market structure on the chart. So here we see this is a lower low, and we see a break of market structure here because this candle has closed below this low. Now after break of market structure, expect a swing high pullback. Now this is a swing high pullback, and here price has created a lower high. Now we see price coming back, creating an expansion leg bearish, creating another break of structure below this low. Now this high become a strong high. Now as soon as we see price break this structure by this candle closing below it, this pullback here is another high, and then we see price coming back again, creating a break of structure here. Now right from here we see a change of character. Why? Because this high that created this expansion bearish has been broken above by this candlestick. Now if you want to know break of market structure, is that you need to identify a candle closing above a high, while if you want to identify a higher high, even with just a week, you can have a higher or a higher low. But once you want to identify a change of character or break of market structure, is that you want to see price closing above a high. That is a candlestick closing above a high. Now we see a change of character, then we see price creating this low. Now we see we have higher low, and then we have a higher high. Structure break, and then the trend will change. Now, this is because this change of character has created a structural change. If you continue, we see now price has turned from bearish to bullish. Now, this is a new low, and this is the higher low. Then we have a higher high because we see a break of structure above this high. This candlestick has closed above it, and we see price creating this swing high and the other high, and then we see price pulling back into the price range. Now, this low become a strong low or a protected low. Then we see here price created a high here, but there is no break of structure here, but this is the break of structure because candle has closed above it, and we see price creating a low here, but this low failed to take out this high. Then we see another break of structure here, which is change of character, meaning from being bullish to being bearish. So here we see price has now turned to bearish by creating a choke here, and we see price retracing back. So this is how to follow the market structure. If you are new to this channel, kindly like, subscribe, and share for more videos.